Right. So, are they underrepresented? Transvestites and crossdresser CD. So, what's the word? So transvestites and crossdressers, as opposed to the other, full transitionary mode, which I'm just saying that some people in that community might say they're underrepresented, which is fascinating thought, and again, someone who's an expert will know, again, I'm just amateur investigator, but I've heard that most of the cross-dressers are trans and CD and transvestite. Most of these are straight. I don't know if that's true. It's interesting, and Edward Dutton said something about this. So straight, they want to be a girl or something. I can't. Again, you'd have to ask him because he's a professor of biology, anthropology. Okay, he's high level. I'm not an expert. Okay, but it's a really interesting thought. Are they underrepresented? Some people might say yes, Again, some people might say the answer would be a yes on that one. Possibly, potentially. And yeah, and that thought Dutton has is very interesting. It's like a hyper straightness. I don't know if, again, it's absolutely fascinating to think about. I would say on the surface it would seem, although things aren't always what they seem on the surface, it would seem like they could, be underrepresented. Is that a form of discrimination? Maybe. But yeah, that thought about them being like hyper straight or like extreme, like so straight they want to. I don't know what that theory is because I'm not a biology professor, but again, it's very, very interesting. Maybe someone one day could go into more detailed explanation to attempt to explain it to me. That would be fascinating. So yeah. Also, what is it with the H word that people don't say? You could say that a lot of the people put on 5 minutes of makeup or 3 hours. Now, I don't know what the truth is. I don't know if it's 20 minutes. I don't know. I know that in nature, both genders say if it's magpies or say if it's the minor bird. I don't know. In nature, both genders lie. They sort of puff themselves up to make themselves look bigger or whatever. And I suppose that's no different in the human mating game as it is in the animal kingdom. But so when the CDs and the T, transvestite, not the other trans, just not excluding anyone, I'm just trying to explain the topic that I'm talking about for today is not that type. It's the transvestite and the crossdresser, and it is what's the word? Oh yeah, the equipment or the eyeliner and all that, and I don't know anything about it, and the shadow liner and all that. But I don't know the average time of it. I know some people spend like a ridiculous, unbelievable amount, but that again, that's not representative of the average if it's an outlier. It's where again, I would say neurotypicals don't, and liberals, definitely liberals, do not understand. Like, you can't take the extreme outlier and apply it to the average. That's insane, and it's ridiculous, right? Yes, extreme outliers exist within a group, doesn't prove the average. That's just ridiculous. But sorry, I don't want to be grumpy. I'm sorry. What's the word? I'm trying to. It's hard to speak normal language because normal language is constant lies, and I don't like to do lies and sneakiness. I just want to be direct, which is the more autistic approach. And also, normal, what do you call it, NTs don't change their thing to please autistic people. So I know, I don't want to do a war. I just want. It would be nice if people got on, you know. It would be nice if the double standard was got rid of a bit. But anyway, whatever, we're not going into it. We're just talking about cross-dresser, CD, and transvestite, and which just means that you dress as a girl. It doesn't mean guys change over, whatever. I'm just talking about this. I'm not saying anyone can't or whatever. I'm just saying this is what this topic is. Yes, again, some people might say they are underrepresented, and that might be a fair thing. You know, who knows? That might be a fair quote to say that. Again, I'm not the expert in any way, shape or form, but I am an amateur investigator, so it's fascinating to think about these ideas. And so I don't know the average time it takes, but I suppose some people put effort, money, energy, you know, into labour, time, into putting it on. And again, I don't know about, and focus and attention and yada yada and detail. I don't know how it is to, you know, the shadow liner and the lipstick and all that. I don't know how that is. You know, what's the word? I don't know if I'd use the word discrimination. Some people might use the word discrimination, that they are being under, what's the word? Ignored, ostracized. I don't know. Versus the other subtypes, that they are being ostracized or discriminated against. Again, it's just what's the word? We could say amateur investigator, or we could say autistic investigator, or we could say amateur autistic investigator, or amateur/autistic. But fascinating thoughts. Someone from that community would know possibly the answers, again, because I'm very white belt on the information. I'm not an expert, I wouldn't know, so all food for thought. But yeah, I don't know how long they spend putting the makeup on. Did it happen in ancient Egypt? And then someone would say, oh, well, that shows the feminization of society and the collapse of civilization. It's like, well, maybe it does. Again, I don't have a PhD in civilization studies. I don't have a PhD in cross-dress transvestite studies. I'm not an expert. I don't know. But yes, some people, and then definitely in Rome that was a sign of collapse. Definitely there were centurions and generals that warned that was an absolute sign of collapse, because obviously, again, not getting into saying anyone's good or evil, I'm not saying any of this. I'm just saying that when if the males, and obviously the Germanic barbarians absolutely knew this, as that, I can't remember his name, the American guy that I think lives in Scandinavia, is very expert channel on Germanic, Nordic, North European, barbarian, pagan culture, all that, points out that the over-feminization means that the masculine, the yang energy, is the one that defends. So with that knockdown, it's like being a shield being knocked down, and then there's nothing to defend the outside attack, which, you know, Rome in its decadent late phase couldn't defend against barbarian attack partly because of this problem. Because if you attack the masculine energy and the yang energy, it's like, yes, you might think you're, you know, fighting the system, or, you know, fighting the man, or whatever you call, but actually you're knocking down the shield that defends you, even if, you know, yes, that might not be a perfect, 100% perfect framework either, I understand, but what do they say, two wrongs don't make a right, so it's got to be careful you throw away the very thing that's defending you. So yes, again, I wouldn't know about it. I know that some males in ancient Egypt wore the charcoal eyeliner. Potentially, again, this is from amateur investigation. This isn't from me being a PhD expert level. This is from amateur investigation standpoint, my talking POV standpoint. That I think they did. Some straight males may have worn it, and yeah. Is it time for?